Welcome to The Bird. I'm your host, Rick Butts.
And I'm Ivana Katya.
This is the mostly monthly show recapping the strangest news from all over the world and our own hometown of Carroll Cove.
If you guys are wondering, this is the first episode ever since Katya got out of jail. Again.
I told you not to say that on air.
Well, I did return the $20.
I didn't get my money back.
I mean, it's somewhere, right?
Anyways, tonight's top story is celebrity guest in King Charles' coronation. As we all know, the coronation of King Charles III occurred on May 6, Westminster Abbey. Anybody was there, such as Lionel Richie, Katy Perry, Emma Thompson, and Chad themselves, the physical representation of death, the Grim Reaper. Many folks online have spotted this rather ominous figure, dressed in black, carrying what appears to be a scythe, the classic accessory for the Reaper. There are many theories as to who or what this entity may be. A sign? A spirit? A prank? Oh, breaking news. It turns out we've just received word on the identity of the Reaper. Apparently, it's possible that this spooky spectre may be a verger, which is a member of the Abbey who assists with religious services but is technically not a member of the clergy itself. It is, however, noted that the identity of this verger has yet to be revealed. Highly suspicious.
Do you think it's just a simple prank, or is this a possible sighting of something?
Do I look like I care?
I mean, no one really seen him and lived to tell the tale, you know?
I could always personally introduce you.
What? Anyways, our next story is pretty killer. Get it? Because it involves killer whales? Okay. Some boat sailing across the Strait of Gibraltar. Gibraltar? Is that how you say it?
Gibraltar.
Were under attack by a group of orcas. Now, while most orca interactions are harmless, the source of these attacks appear to be the pod's matriarch, White Gladys. That's right, dear old mama has somehow taught her babies how to ram themselves into ships and tear them apart. We're not sure if this was intentional, as experts claim that White Gladys' behavior may simply be a response to a traumatic event, which could have been a collision or entrapment during illegal fishing. Experts add that she might not even be actively teaching the little rascals, but rather it was something that became the learned behavior. However, one of the witnesses who were on board did say that a clearly large matriarch was definitely around and was almost supervising. This year alone, around 24 boats have been ravaged by this killer family. I wonder what kind of trauma White Gladys might have gotten to hate people so much.
Well, there's no real reason to not hate people.
Oh, come on. I'm sure you don't mean that.
Did I fucking stutter? In other news, last April, the body of Sister Wilhelmina Lancaster of the Benedictines of Mary, Queen of Apostles, was exhumed in Gower, Missouri since her death on May 29, 2019. Much to everyone's surprise, her body and habit remained completely intact, showing little signs of decomposition, despite being buried in a simple wooded box under several feet of highly moist clay without being embalmed. The body was to be moved in preparation for the construction of a shrine. However, following this discovery, the Abbey also decided to create a glass shrine for Sister Lancaster. However, visitors from all over the world have turned up since the news broke, when a private email was posted publicly, making it quite a busy May. Sister Wilhelmina was the Abbey's mother foundress and was well loved by her fellow sisters.
That certainly sounds like a miracle.
I kinda want to learn how this worked out for scientific purposes.
Why are you looking at me?
No particular reason. Anyway, before we check out the local news, here's a word from our sponsor.
In a world where time runs backwards and people keep disappearing, one man stands between us and the total annihilation of our reality. This man's name is... what was his name again? What do you mean you don't remember? Did anyone write down his name?
Has this ever happened to you? If so, you should consider using World Anvil. World Anvil helps you keep track of your world, settings, characters, and plot. And with the code CoffeeMyT, you too could enjoy this at 40% off your first year.
Excuse me, are you the main protagonist?
You would know if you had just used World Anvil.
What?
World Anvil. Light up the forge.
And now, here's Larry with the weather.
That is cool.
Thank you, Larry.
In local news, it's fruit season here in Carroll Cove. You know what that means? It's time to stock up on defensive weaponry and reinforce your homes. Remember to keep all doors and windows tightly locked and secured, as well as to keep children and small animals indoors at all times unless need be. The annual harvest season has kicked off with a bang. Casualties have already started to roll in, with injuries coming in at 32 so far, with 9 being in critical condition. No recorded deaths have been made so far, but I'm not in any rush to fill in that slot, and neither should you. Notable fruits to look out for this season are honeydew melons, limes, mangoes, pineapples, and strawberries. The park trees are decorated with the sweetest of mangoes and limes, while the local farmers market are ripe with locally grown all-organic vegetables, fruits, berries, and other produce. It's a great time for fresh salads, fruit pipes, and Molotov cocktails. Just a friendly reminder, do not make eye contact with the produce. You have been warned. What's your favorite fruit?
I prefer vegetables.
I too enjoy a fresh bowl of green salad, but I prefer a nice crisp apple.
I can toss you out there like a salad if you want.
Maybe not right now. I don't want to die.
Anyways, to follow up on a news segment from February, are things coming out of the void bubbles. Local residents have been reporting strange creatures aimlessly walking out from the seemingly viscous perimeter of the bubbles. These creatures have ashy, almost liquid-like skin, a glazed look in their eyes, and are often unresponsive when interacted with. Students from the university have dubbed them the Greys, following up the now cringe #RushTheVoid trend with the new, hip, and allegedly cool #Grey selfies, where one tries to put their arm over one's shoulder to take an unwarranted selfie. The trend has led to multiple being viciously mauled and turned into a grey themselves, increasing their population within the town. Despite this, Gaia Corp has come out with a statement that these creatures do not exist, further clarifying that they are just misidentified seniors on their way to their thesis defense. These allegations do hold water, as the creatures do appear to bear some resemblance to the students who were reported missing after the Rush the Void trend from February. Here are some insights we got after we got a chance to interview one on the streets.
Hey, mister, can I get an interview? Mister, please.
Mommy, look, there are 2 of them now.
We'll continue to update the story as it develops. In unrelated news, our cameraman, Walter Dickens, has yet to be found. I think you should join in on this trend.
After what happened to Walter?
Especially after what happened to Walter.
But wouldn't you miss me?
And now here's Amanda on the field.
Thanks, Rick and Ivana. We're currently here at the little park where some people claim to have seen the elusive cryptid, lovingly named by the park rangers as the slightly elongated guy. Influencers from all over the town have reported seeing a tall, slender, and quite dapper entity hiding in the backgrounds of their Faceagram and Clock app posts. And here's Dave Stevens, the park ranger, with his statements.
Oh yeah, he's quite a friendly creature, eh? He's always there smiling in every picture he's been in. Then again, the folks posting their pictures online don't seem to be coming back around these parts anymore, eh? They also haven't really been posting anything after that, which worries me, really. I mean, I'm trying out a new cologne. Is it that bad, eh?
Thank you, Ranger Dave. That's it from me. Back to you guys.
You wanna see how I sharpened the axe hand I got from Bolte the Mountain Whale, eh?
Thank you, Amanda. Ranger Dave is a really cool guy. You should join me in one of his barbecues.
Don't tell me he prepares his food with that hand.
Don't be silly. He switches it out for other utensils. Sometimes he even uses his good hand. Just don't ask him if he washed it.
Anyways, that is all from the bad news. Tune in next month for the news from June.
That is if you don't get arrested
I swear
again.
to fucking God, I'll throw you on the corner of 79th Street.
Not the farmer's market!